To get into this baby, there are a few things that we need to do. One thing we need to do is remove his head, another thing is remove his arms, another thing is remove his back plate and or his internals, depending on how far we want to get into the baby. You will need either a teacher's key or a screwdriver that fits into the back of the baby. We're going to just open the back of the baby first, just as it's a very easy thing to do. Don't lose this bit. Here's the battery pack. So the difference between a 2 and a 2 Plus, the insides here on the 2 Plus have these big battery packs installed, and of course that has the wiring that will allow it to be recharged, versus the the 4 batteries that would go in here normally. So you can't just take these rechargeable batteries out and put in normal C batteries, because the computer has actually been changed when these batteries were put in, so it is the wrong computer. Unless you can get a 2 computer and replace it, then it will work. We're going to remove his left arm. So you just kind of pull on it and twist it and it will pop out, maybe. There we go. It can help to take his other arm off too, just to get a bit of light in there and just even it up. You don't want to get the grease everywhere, just be careful where you put those. If we look inside his arm, can you see? Yes, you can. There's a little pin in there. We want to pull that out. So I've got some pliers for that. You can see that silver bit in here. We're going to pull that. It's a pin. It comes out. And that is the pin for his neck. Don't lose it. Or if you plan on putting him back together, don't lose it. I know that this will allow the head to come out, so if you gently pull, you can see in there. I'm going to go get my screwdriver and undo the computer with these 2 screws here, and then I'm going to undo these 4 behind it. We're going to undo these screws. There's one here and one here. If you have a bowl or something, put all the little parts in it. So now we've taken out these 2 screws, it will allow us to lift the computer part out. So there's the computer part. Here's the little wires. So these little tabs here are where the battery packs get plugged into. So you can see this battery has 3 coming off it. It has black, blue and red wires, and this battery pack only has a red and a black wire. And then they all come around here and clip in to the motherboard. Oh, this has purple on it. I wonder if they've like done something to it. It's been fixed or something. I've never seen one with purple on it. Be very careful with this and don't lose this part. Now I'm going to undo these 4 screws. 2, 3, 4. So once you undo all of the screws, and some of them are threaded or not, that's why they didn't want to come undone, because they've got glue on them. Let's have a look what's in here. We have the speaker, we have a bunch of wiring. If your baby is broken, have a look at all the wiring, see if it's all connected solidly. If that's your issue, cool. My issue is this little sensor. This is the RFID sensor, and it is not working, and I can see that it's in this shoulder, so he will ID better on this back shoulder and or the front shoulder on his right hand side. But what I want to do is loosen this black cord that runs down the side. Hang on, can we see it? Not really. Here's his wires. Oh dang it, it's all stuck together. Why would wiring be stuck together? This is the wire I'm trying to get to. It's got like a big casing on it. Oh, sorry. One minute. Ow! It's pokey in here. You cannot see. Okay. You can see that little blue wire attaches to something. It has a black casing on it, and the black casing goes up through this part and into the neck, which is what I am trying to find so that I can loosen the head off. So I want to push some of this wiring up. Oh, there it is. That's what I'm talking about. I want to push some of it up so that his head can come off. We don't really want to pull the wires because he will not be impressed. I've pulled the wires a little bit. Why is there not much wiring in this baby? Oh, that was stuck down there. I don't think it was supposed to be stuck down there. I don't remember it being like down there. That's what I meant. Just this wire, and that's his other sensor wire, I'm guessing. Have we got some more room now? Let me put us back on the stand. So basically I'm just getting this wiring here and gently seeing where it's going to, and or trying to move it up the body a little bit, because I would appreciate if I could get the wiring to come out his head more. Here's the RFID sensors coming out. I think I've just decided that I'm going to probably pull this baby apart. That is the little ID sensor that you put the ID on, and that's what recognizes the ID. So the top one was broken and wasn't working, or I just had it in a bad spot. Now I've got some room. Ooh, I can see what's happening here. Okay, this is the hardest thing I've ever filmed in my entire life. I am trying to show you, I have to use my phone light, that black cord that is on this side, directly above my finger. That is a black cord. It goes through the neck piece and then into this piece. So that pin that we pulled out of, there's the hole for it. And then the other hole is on this silver piece in the neck. So we need to get that black piece of, what is this? The wires. You can see I'm moving it. It's very, very hard to see. I cannot get lighting in here. Tried my absolute best. We need to move the wiring up so that it will come out, because otherwise if we yank it, it could break a wire. Oh, that worked really, really, really well. So all I'm doing is lifting the wires up and then gently threading it through. And now we have some more room so his head can come off. I'm not sure if this will work, but I figured if I unplug this piece, I should be able to thread it through and then just remove the head completely. I'm trying to get this baby apart in one piece, but I'm not sure how possible it is. Okay, so that's undone. I just really can't film the inside of this. I'm so sorry. Now I'm trying to get this cord to feed through. You can see it moving, so we want to gently feed it through, and hopefully it will come out here, but I just don't know what my chances will be. Who even knows? Actually, I'm just thinking, is the hole that's there too small? Oh, you gotta be gentle or they'll break. I can feel that we've got pulling happening. Okay, you gotta wiggle it the right way. Here comes the clip. I don't think the clip's gonna fit through. Unless it goes on an angle. Oh, how do I get it to go that way? Yeah. I did it. Yeah, look at me go. Baby head. Not attached. That's really exciting. I've never done that before. Taking this part out of here is the worst part ever. So I guess I've decided that this baby is going to be a hybrid. But I'm just like trying to work out how to do it. So I'm going to need, I think, this box in here for it to like sit in. I don't know if it's necessary, but I feel like it couldn't be a bad thing. But I also need to get these sensors out, and they are like in behind this plastic here. So this has to be removed either way. And I'm not sure the best way to do it, but I'm guessing like it's glued in, so it's going to need like a lever beside all of this, and it's probably going to take about 12 years. Or if you didn't care about the baby, you could probably just cut it open. But I feel bad. And if something goes wrong, I want the option to put it back together. Alrighty, I'm back. My hands still feel gross. It's like, you know when you got silicone on your hands? Is that my hair or is that theirs? Okay, I don't even want to touch that. I'm going to get that out though. Or actually, I can probably just pull this piece out on its own. Wait, does that mean it's the ID and the nappy sensor? I don't want to touch that. It should just flick out. Ugh. Is that it? Let's see what else is in there. Oh, yuck, I don't like this. This has been exciting. We have this piece. Honestly, I don't know if I need this back piece, but I guess like you had to get it out because you couldn't, no, it has to go that way. You had to get it out because you had to get it out to get those sensor things out. Why won't you go through? Oh no, it does go that way. Okay. Oh, I thought it fit better. Oh, okay, the wires are just in the way. I don't know if I need this extra piece. That's just like more weight. I might get rid of it. Oh, I've had a big boo-boo. One of these, I'm pretty sure this one came from the top and this one came from the bottom. So I need to note that. I think I'll write that on there. Just get a bit of tape. Put that on there. It doesn't matter, that's not pretty. It's just for now because I'm pulling this apart and taking my dog for a walk. So when I come back I'll know. I will go over and check that that was the right one, but when you pull it out, even before you've gotten the second one out, it's probably a good idea to do that. I'm pretty sure this is the top one because I'm pretty sure it had the green. That's really cool how that works though. I've got to get into the head. We've got the main part, we just need the head part. Now we move on to the head. So this is the head that we pulled out. I just want to show you this. I really find this very interesting and very smart. So this here is the neck, and these little clips around here are actually the head support function. So this part, remember, that was in the little slot in the body, and this part, see how it's got a slot in it? that slot has to line up so the baby's head is the correct way when it gets put on. So that way, when the baby's head goes forward, it touches forward, and when the baby's head goes back, it touches back. And I just think that that's a really, really smart idea for a head support, compared to the old one, which was a little button that was on the neck, and when the baby's head went back and it got to the chin, then the button would go off. So this one, the head can be sideways, hence allowing the head to pivot as well on this model, but the head can go all the way around and can still fall back and cause a head support, which I think is pretty cool. I saved this part for last because it's the dreaded part. So there's like a little part in here we need to pull this is the hard plastic away from the soft vinyl. It's not silicone, it's just soft vinyl compared to the hard plastic. So we've got to break the seal all the way around in order to get the head off, and it's just, honestly, it's not fun. I haven't done this for years, and that was probably what stopped me buying these babies, because I was like, nope, that was awful. We are getting to the end of this. I have done this. You can see all of the stuff on the ground that's come off on the table. You can see how dirty and messy this is, and I'm getting to the final part where it is lifting off because I could hear the glue like cracking. Man! Alrighty, so I got the screws out. One of them got stripped, of course. Got it out anyways. And now we have this part. I'm just gonna like squeeze and pull. Oh my god, there's more screws in here. Oh, okay. Oh, I remember this. Man. I have to cut the head open anyways. There's more screws in here. I'm over screws. 4 little ones. If you had a feeding wire, like if the feeding sensor wasn't working or the head support wasn't working or something like that, this is where you could access them and see if there are any broken wires in here. Or if you want to go further and unscrew those parts that I just did. I'm not even sure what that does. I thought that that would break this part off, but maybe not. No. Dang it, do you have to cut the head open? I don't want to. I have given up trying to take that out of there for the minute because it's going to be removing this head from the hard thing inside the shell or cutting the baby's face, which is going to really suck, but I can't see another way around it. Like I said, there's the two options and I don't feel like doing either of them right now. Quite a few weeks later, I finally plucked up the courage to cut the baby's head open. I did a little bit of research and I couldn't find another way, so I just got my knife and I started at the back of the head. Keep in mind there is a feeding sensor in the front of the mouth and we don't want to cut that wire and we don't want to ruin the feeding sensor. So this is if you're hybriding the baby and you want to take the baby completely apart, get that feeding sensor out. I did my best to gently cut all the way around, use the screwdriver to lift and lever the foam away, and then of course cut the foam and or the vinyl away from the feeding sensor in the end. Once you start, you can't come back because, as you see, the baby's face is basically torn out. Unless you can get another head to replace it with. Also, in my video, I started pulling this baby apart at the start because the sensors weren't working. But I had a small epiphany and I worked out that it was actually because the baby was plugged in, and the babies do not like to accept their RFID scanners when they are plugged in being charged. So once I installed new batteries and the batteries were all charged up, the ID worked perfectly fine. So there is the mystery solved there. Okay, a few weeks later again, I was going to try and insert this into the baby's head, but I have seen a photo without this on there, so this has to be able to come off. It's got 2 screws in it, and if not, I might just take my new grinder to it, because I have a grinder now. Not that it might be, I don't need a grinder, but I do if I need to cut these open. So I'm going to take this screw out and this screw out. Ooh. This needs to be pushed through. Your hand. Okay, I pushed it through, but now I want to pull it back through. Come on. Maybe I just need to trim the sides down a little bit. This is painful. Where's the grinder? I'm thinking about it, don't worry. It's raining outside. That's why I'm getting increasingly wetter every time I look for tools. I found these, they're like cutty things, so if I can just cut at this a little bit. It doesn't matter because then I have to cut that anyway, so will you fit now? No. I really think I should get the grinder and just cut this off, because then I'm going to have to muck with this to get this to fit through. I'm going to get the grinder. My gosh! Alright, I've cut this with the grinder. I took at it with the grinder and then I levered it with a hammer so that this piece, this little notch here is hanging out. I'm not going to touch it, it's going to be extremely sharp. But now, this better fit through, I swear to God. Oh, poop! It just popped through. Don't want this anymore. Okay, now we've got that off. This is just the feeding sensor. I cut that other piece of plastic off that I really just thoroughly believe was plastic. And this should now also come off. So there's the heavy weight from the head. And now we've just got this. So I guess this will go all in the head. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to work. I would say that it would be very, very similar to pull apart the 2 plus, and the 3 babies. The only real difference in them that I've noticed is from the 2, they have batteries that go in here, so they have a different computer in here without the rechargeable batteries. So that would really be the only difference between them. But the rest of it should be the same because they have the sensors in the same places. They have the same neck and feeding sensor function. So it should be relatively the same. I hope that this helped you learn a bit more about the Realcare Baby. And if you want to see me hybriding it into a reborn baby, I will be doing that video. So hang around for that. I just don't know when I'll be uploading it. Hopefully in the next few weeks. That is my aim. If you would like one of the hybrid babies and you don't think you would be able to make one for yourself, I do sell them on my Facebook page, ShellBellsCreations. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.